With the 3, 5, and 7 series, the saying about BMW used to be that they came in small, medium, and large. That changed radically over the past decade or so with the addition of the X5, the X3, the Z4, the Z8, the 6 series, and the 1 series. But BMW was smart enough not to alienate its frequent flyers.
Get it all with this vehicle, that you get a very sporty car that handles very well, but you don't compromise in the area of comfort or practicality.
Willem Rombouts is the 5 Series brand manager.
It is, first of all, a completely new vehicle with the latest technology on the level of our flagship, the 7 Series. But at the same time, compared to the outgoing one, we have a lower price, but a higher series equipment or standard equipment level.
The BMW 5 Series is the German automaker's medium-sized offering, but don't confuse medium-sized with middle of the road. Especially in the higher trim level, the BMW 5 Series goes from Clark Kent to Superman and back again astonishingly fast. Speaking of fast, Motor Trend clocked the 0 to 60 speed at 6 seconds flat.
You know, it's on the one hand a car you can use for your family, having 4 or maybe even 5 people in it and drive on a comfortable long distance travel. But you can also drive it on your own, put it in sport mode on a track and have great fun. So I think, yeah, you get it all in one vehicle and pretty much without any compromise.
There's a switch on the center console that allows the driver to choose between comfort, sport, and normal, and all 3 modes are pretty darn comfortable. One of the features I really like about this BMW is a feature they've done away with. There are no paddle shifters, which to me is great. They just get in the way. Once paddle shifters started showing up in rental car fleets, it was over. Something that was a little uncomfortable at first was the self-park feature. It's just plain weird when the wheel starts turning itself. Here's how it works. When you hit the button on the center console, which activates the BMW Park Assist system, it starts to look for spaces that can fit the 5 Series. When it senses that there's a space it can fit into, the little gray parking sign turns blue.
Look at the steering wheel.
You then follow the directions on the screen, such as pull forward, put the car in reverse, and it even tells you when the parking maneuver is complete. The BMW system works really well and very quickly in certain situations. It's also the only self-parking system I know of that's available with a stick. But as with many relatively new technologies, it's not perfect. The BMW system actually worked quite well in Manhattan, but it doesn't take into account certain factors. Like this contractor who kept talking on his cell phone and opening and closing the back door of his van while the park assist system was trying to do its thing. He kept throwing off the sonar or radar or chipmunks or whatever BMW uses to measure the distance between his painter van and the vehicle behind me. Speaking of behind me, it never ceases to amaze me how many New Yorkers text or fiddle with their smartphone in dumb ways, such as, stepping behind a moving car that's trying to parallel park, even if the car is doing the parking itself. Not that I would ever quote the theme song to Gilligan's Island, but when the weather started getting rough on a trip to Philadelphia that was supposed to be a 3-hour tour, it turned into a 6-hour ordeal. Like the SS Minnow, during the storm, the BMW was tossed, but not lost. The blind spot detection system was a great safety feature in weather with limited visibility. In my opinion, blind spot detection should be standard on all cars, just like airbags or seatbelts. Even though the 550i was great in the rain, I would still go for the optional all-wheel drive system, which BMW calls X-Drive. While some purists look down their noses at all-wheel drive, I'm not one of them. I believe if you can afford a BMW 5 Series and a ski house, you should be able to use both of them at the same time. The 400 horsepower twin-turbo V8 with a front-engine rear-drive layout gets 17 in the city and 25 on the highway. The base price is about $60,000.
compromising combination of on the one hand handling, pretty close to how a BMW 3 Series that is smaller handles. On the other hand, great luxury and comfort, almost on the level of a 7 Series. So it's really in the middle. We say it's the sweet spot.
The price as tested, which included the park assist, heads-up display, electric rear sunshades, lane departure warning, and a lot of other features you would expect on a world-class luxury car, was about $75,000. I'm Grant Winter reporting.